A couple of years down the road, you get a paper cut on your finger, your forefinger.
Uh,
You could not wait to slip that digit inside the folds of that box of your brand new puzzle.
what?
Yeah, you go to open a box like you just got a new puzzle, like a 1,500 piece puzzle.
Okay.
You slide that finger along that box's edge and it gives you a paper cut. You almost like the way it feels
Oh no.
because you are
Really?
really into puzzles these days. You were laid up in bed for about uh 3 months. You broke both of your legs and like both of your
Oof.
fucking ankles. You were on the third floor of a building that you accidentally caught on fire,
Oh
and
no.
smoke like enveloped the room. The door was like too hot, and you jumped from a third floor window and you just broke fucking everything in your lower body.
Yeah.
Really fucked you up. So you were, again, you were in bed, various stages of traction for like 3 months. And then even after that, you were still like pretty bed bound, but at least you had a little bit more autonomy. But while you were in bed, laid up with your broken fucking body, you started doing puzzles. You had a big bedside table.
Okay.
They would roll it, and like the top part would like reach over your hospital bed. So you could like sit up in bed and you spread the puzzle pieces out on it. And you got very, very good at doing puzzles. 1,500. It's a fucking cakewalk. You don't get out of bed for 1,500 pieces. So this happened over Christmas.
All right.
And you were in the hospital during Christmas, and everybody knew you loved puzzles. And one of the nurses brought you a puzzle that she got you, and it was 1,500 pieces. And you just slapped it out of her fucking hands, and you go, I don't get out of bed for 1,500 piece puzzles.
I slapped it out of her hand.
You slapped it out of her fucking hands. It was a puzzle of the Hawaii beach, beautiful palm trees, a gentle surf rolling in from the distance, a sun slung low on the horizon, just staring up at you from that cold tile floor of that hospital, tears running down the cheeks of a 24-year-old single mom.
What?
So yeah, you get really into puzzles, you get like really into them. Okay.
Oh, what a strange puzzle. All right.
People know that like you're not going to do it if you're not at least like in the 3,000 piece category. So you're getting into some of those high piece puzzles. Eventually you it's the thing that like pulls you through. It's the thing that like gets you. It's the thing that just like you can just look at and do. It keeps you occupied. It's the mindless activity that helps each day pass while you recover. And once you're like out of the hospital and like feeling better and doing well and your legs are healed and you've got physical therapy, but you're gonna walk again, you're gonna be just fine. Yeah, you kind of take the puzzle practice with you. It's a thing that you do, at night sometimes. Maybe you'll sit down and put a little puzzle out on the kitchen table, crank one out.
Ugh.
It's a thing that you like to do. And
Okay.
over time, you become like kind of known as like the puzzle guy. You can you have this like weird talent. So basically, like you could imagine after a while, like puzzles get expensive, you know? You're probably gonna drop $20 on a puzzle, especially one in the 3,000 piece category.
Oh wow.
So you try to find them at thrift stores a lot, but you can never tell is this going to be the exact amount of puzzle pieces. You can grab the box and hold it in your hand and tell, yeah, this has all of them.
Really?
Yeah,
That's kind of
this has
cool.
all of them. Every single time you've ever felt off, you've like, I don't want it. You kind of shake your head, you put the puzzle back down, almost like it contains a darkness inside of it. So you're always looking for puzzles and that are unique. Maybe they're holographic, right? Or ones that have texture to them, or something that sometimes you like a particular view. You'll see something that catches your eye. Sometimes you just like the way something looks, and you're like, I want that puzzle. One day you were at a Lanalax thrift. They have a thrift store,
Okay.
and they've got a whole section of like clothes that people have died in, and they are deeply discounted,
I bet
right?
they've been like washed and treated or
Yeah,
whatever. You know what I
yeah. The
mean?
sign it says it's called "From the Dearly Departed," and
Oof.
then it says underneath it in parentheses it says these clothes have been pulled off of corpses, but don't worry, they've
Oh,
been washed
from corpses?
and discounted, and they have some pretty fucking sweet deals.
I bet they got to change that wording though.
Yeah, but whatever. You find something you like, you find something you like.
Say deceased.
I don't know. It's probably a legal thing, you know.
Okay.
I don't know. I
All
don't
right.
know. But you find a lot of cool shit in there.
All right.
And yeah, people die, you know. People die. Not everybody like shits themselves the moment they die. Although every pair of pants you've ever bought from that rack, you have like sniff tested just to make sure.
Okay.
And you have yet to find any that smell like shit. So,
All right. That's
that's good
comforting.
enough for you. And you think every time before you buy one, you think, even if somebody did drop one post death in these pants, it's been washed away. It's time for a clean start.
Okay. I watch them again, anyway.
Sure, yeah, yeah. I mean, not always, but so, yeah, yeah. Sometimes you do.
Oh, I don't wash the clothing of the dead that I buy. I don't wash it before
They've
wearing
already
it.
been washed. It says it on the sign.
Okay. I mean,
So that
that's
sign's good enough for you. So you don't. I mean, like a lot of
that's
times you
enough.
walk out of there and you tell yourself that you're gonna wash it, but a lot of times you go, fuck it. They already washed it, right?
Whatever. Yeah.
You just wear it. So yeah, you like going to the thrift store. You like finding clothes that were pulled off of corpses. You like finding puzzles. There's something gratifying about like picking up a box and knowing that the exact amount of puzzle pieces that are in there. It just like scratches an itch in the very center of your fucking brain. It's a feeling unlike anything else when it just lines up right. Every time you do, a smile comes across your face because you're gonna get a full puzzle for like 3.99, 4.99. And you always say a full puzzle is a good investment.
I say that.
Yeah. So you go to the Lanalax thrift. You're rooting around, right? You find a Hank Williams t-shirt and the corpse shirts, right? And you're like, this is cool. You go looking through the toy pile, you find a puzzle. You pick it up, it's a 500 piecer, and you go, it's 4.97. You take a a marker out of your pocket, you write 497 on it.
I still don't understand how I can tell.
It's just you just can. I don't know. You really love puzzles.
Has anyone ever like store managers gotten mad and at me for doing this?
No, they actually thank you. A lot of times they'll thank you for it. They're like, we just don't have
Really?
the staff to, count the pieces. We just don't have the time.
Sure.
And they go, yeah, corporate wants us. That's like a new initiative that's coming down from the top. Corporate wants us to do that. But yeah, come on. You kidding me? You know what my labor percentage is? It's a lot of like that kind of talk, right?
Okay. That kind of talk.
So yeah, they kind of thank you, for coming
All
in
right.
and doing yeoman's work. So you're about to walk away and something catches the corner of your eye and it looks different than anything you've seen out there before. It's in like the puzzle area. You kind of go over, it looks like an old wooden box. There's a metal hinge on the back. Carved into the top of the box is just like a giant eye,
Like an eyeball?
like an eyeball.
Huh.
You pick it up and it looks like puzzle pieces on the inside. They don't look like normal puzzle pieces with like rounded edges. They look to be like irregular or something that it just doesn't look like what you would normally think of like the interlocking parts of a puzzle piece. Kind of standard, squared edges, the little bulbs, look a little different. It looks a little bit more mysterious. You pick up the box and you're like, yeah, this feels right. You don't get any sort of bad vibe. It's 3.99. You take it home.
Mhm.
You buy your Hank Williams shirt. You buy your odd puzzle. You go home. You think to yourself, maybe I'll throw this shirt in the wash. Then you go, nah, fuck it.
I just put it on.
You put it on a hanger and just stick it in your closet.
Oh, okay. That is uh
You take the shirt out of the bag that the place gave you. You kind of inhale the last bit of scent that comes out of that bag. You open up the box and you just kind of innately start doing this puzzle. And it's definitely different than like any puzzle you've ever seen. Just the pieces, the way they fit together, they almost are like very specific to each one, you know. It's like it's not like really close, you know. You can't sort of like sometimes puzzle pieces you can kind of like force them to get there's no mistaking whether or not these fit together or they don't.
oh wow.
They are individually made for the piece it fits into. And
Huh.
like the pieces are beautiful in and of themselves. You can't quite make out exactly what it is yet. You do find like an eye sort of reminiscent of the one that's on the top part uh of the box itself. So you're kind of like going through putting the pieces of it together. As you like as you sort of go through and get closer to completion, it becomes a little bit clearer what this is. And it's like it's definitely like a cat. There's like a picture, it's like a cat. But it's a cat that has like garb on it. It's got like a headpiece.
Yeah. Like
This cat
what kind?
has
You mean
like
like a
a King
robe
Tut
or
headpiece kind of thing. You
oh my
know,
God, like a pharaoh?
yeah.
That's fucking badass.
It's got on like jeweled bands around its wrists, ankles. I don't know. What would you? around its hands. It looks taut and lean, and like even though this is, it looks like it looks like a house cat. It's like it definitely looks like, oh, this is a fucking cat still. This thing would fuck you up.
Sure.
You're like at the very end of the puzzle, right? You've been just sort of like mindlessly zoning out, working on this thing all fucking day, all night. It has just like completely overtaken you. You've got like a handful of pieces left, and you can already see the end game in sight. You get out of your chair. You go into the kitchen, turn the oven on, you get a bunch of pizza rolls out of the freezer.
Oh yeah.
You put them
Gonna
on a
watch a
baking sheet.
gonna watch a movie or something?
Yeah, because
Yes.
when you finish a puzzle, when you know that it's done, right? When you finish a puzzle, when you can look at it and go, "Oh, I'm right there, baby."
Yeah.
You slow down and you take your time. You don't finish it right away.
No.
You're gonna have something to eat. You're gonna sit down in the other room and you're gonna watch a movie. And that puzzle knows that its days are numbered. And that puzzle knows that you can come along at any point in time and finish the
Sure.
job.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. That's the feeling that I get from this.
Yeah.
That's the impression that I get.
Dun, 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 dun. So that's kind of like that's like your ending ritual to closing this thing out. It's like I've already won. The game is already over, but I'm going to end it on my terms. It's just a thing you've been doing for a little while. So, you kind of like you spread the pleasure of finishing that puzzle out over the evening. Those pizza rolls come out of the oven. You sit down in your chair in the living room. You put on a movie. You hit the recliner on your chair. You lean back. You just eat those pizza rolls. Every now and then you glance over your shoulder behind you at the table and you just grin.
That's
You
so
walked into the
psychotic.
you walked through the dining room area to get into the kitchen, passing the puzzle along the way. You just sort of easily slide it along the surface of the puzzle and drop it into place. And when you do that, you kind of like hold your finger over the piece and you look at the puzzle and you think, any time I want, I could end this. And you go back into the other room. So you sort of taunt this puzzle over the next several hours, over the rest of your evening, right? You have your snack, you have your pizza rolls, you watch your movie, you take a small nap, you go to the bathroom, all the while just teetering on the edge of completion.
Ugh. Hmm. Okay.
You kind of stand there, satisfied from the day, standing at the table, just minutes from like going to bed.
Yeah.
You have one more piece left, and you say to yourself, do I have it in me? Do I have one more day? Or does the
What?
sun set now? So you kind of like hold the puzzle piece in your hand,
Oh, and the puzzle. Jesus.
contemplating whether or not to like, you know, put it in,
Sure.
or to like continue this little dance for another day.
Okay. That's weird.
You decide to be merciful. You slide the puzzle piece. You dip the piece into the opening, barely
Yeah.
breaching the surface. And you're looking at it. And as you're about to put the piece in, you look at it and you didn't realize it. But this is like the most beautiful puzzle you've ever seen.
Oh,
Like
wow.
you didn't really see it before. You were so obsessed on the process of putting it all together. The piece snaps in place. This strong, jet black eyed cat looks like right at you, pretty much. Like it's staring right into your soul. It's a circular puzzle with this cat in the middle of it. The edge of the puzzle has like it looks to be like a weaving of like a golden strands that have these blue jewels in them. You put the piece in and sort of walk away. The cat's eyes follow you. You go, what? You kind of
Oh
like walk
no.
back across the other room. The cat's eyes follow you there.
Oh wow. It's not good.
You get like you get like really close to it. You sort of like look deep into the cat's eyes. You are sort of magnetically drawn towards it. You inch your face closer and closer to the puzzle, and then out of nowhere, a paw swipes up and scratches you across the cheek.
What?
You come to, you're being pelted with sand.
What?
Yeah, you're being pelted with sand that's being whipped up in the desert.
Oh no.
Your body feels heavy and immobile. You kind of like, you blink your eyes and you are sitting in the desert. You see a pyramid across from you. You sort of like look down. The cat from that puzzle like looks up at you and you see like the blue jewels on the gold bands around his bars or around his ankles,
Yeah.
his wrists, however you want to call it.
Anklets or whatever.
He's got one at the base of his tail. He's got one at the tip of his tail. You see him drag that fucking tail, being weighted down by the jewel at the tip. You see it like you see a line just sort of like follow behind him as he drags that jewel across the sand in the desert. He walks up to you and he looks very small from where you are,
Okay.
right? And he like he sort of like shakes, he does that thing animals do, it just shakes. You see like a big puff of dirt, sand, or whatever, sort of fluff out of its fur. And it says Patrick.
Holy
It does like
shit.
this very long, like big stretch. It says, oh, you hear like pop, 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 like of bones popping,
Uh,
sort of like shakes it out again. He goes, oh my, I haven't felt that in a long time. Cat kind of like looks up at you and says, and I have you to thank for it. And you go to like talk, but your mouth feels like it's full of like rock and sand and dirt and stuff.
what?
Yeah, your eyelids feel like heavy. Your eyelids feel like they're also made of stone. You kind of like, what happened to me? You kind of like get out like a muffled question through like an immobile mouth.
Yeah.
The cat sort of walks like very close to you. You have what looks like two paws spread out like in front of you,
Oh man.
and the cat kind of sits. And this cat has like the face of the Sphinx. You remember the Sphinx? You know
Sure,
that
of
thing.
course.
It's like the face of it is like, holy shit, this is like the face of the Sphinx. Like this, it's like unmistakable. Like you look like you came out of my history book, but you're like a cat.
Is the nose intact?
In this instance, yes.
Okay.
And this is like the most beautiful cat you've ever seen in your life.
Mm.
This is a cat worthy of being worshipped.
Okay.
This long, lean, lithe, muscular feline that ruled the desert. It's an incredibly gorgeous cat. And the cat like kind of like walks out in front of you and like rubs itself up against your feet that are made of stone. And the cat goes, "Well, Pat, I'm not gonna lie. You're not gonna enjoy what's happening next."
What?
And you kind of like you're like, "What?" And the cat like sort of looks the other way, and through the desert you see like something coming your way. It's like a
Uh-huh.
slow rolling cart, you know. There's you it eventually turns, you see like a red, white, and blue flag.
Okay.
It pulls up in front of you. There's like a cannon hanging off the side of the cart. A man gets out of the front of the cart. He smells like cheese. He's a short man.
Yeah.
Everybody's like deferring to him, you know? He kind of like looks up at you and he just laughs. He says something in a language you recognize but don't understand, you know? You're just kind of sitting there staring at like a long line of people dressed up in military garb. You smell on the air French fries. You smell French bread. You smell sweet wines. You smell butter browning on a camp stove.
All right.
For a moment, it feels nice and it smells good. It kind of like takes you away from like this stone physical form that you've taken on, you know? And it makes you, for just a moment, remember what it feels like to be alive, you know, to have like some sort of feeling,
Yeah.
to have some sort of input. You kind of like look down the line, you see a long line of like carts and wagons, you know, whatever shit they were using back then, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. And you can tell that it's like, oh, there's a community within these people. And for just a moment, it feels good to have all these eyes marveling on you. Then you hear, I don't know the French, but they say three, two, one, and fire. And
Oh
you look down
no.
and the cannon's pointed like right at your face. And you
No.
see Napoleon, he shoots you and your face, like part of your face falls off and blood just fucking runs
No.
everywhere, right?
No.
Blood, and Napoleon freaks out. The French people, they all freak out. Your
Yeah.
blood just cascades across the desert and like takes over that whole like caravan of people. It
Oh
runs for days and
man.
days and days and days and drowns them. And they
Oh,
all die in like a pool of your blood.
holy shit.
Your blood just kind of
What?
keeps going. Yeah, it just kind of like keeps going. It runs for like 150 years, and you're just in excruciating pain the whole time
What?
as the Sphinx. And then ultimately, your blood runs out, and you're just like a fucking tourist trap now for all of eternity. You're still sentient, but you're like the Sphinx, so like you can't do anything. But
No,
you're hyper aware. Every single footfall on your physical presence is like a fucking needle in the eye. It just you
it just
constantly feel
hurts.
like the presence of people around you. Everything is grating, right? You're not dealing with like the everyday of what things have become. You are hungry. You have been hungry for hundreds of years, right? That doesn't stop. It only gets worse. Every day is an ache. I don't know when your story ends. Mine ends way before yours, but you just kind of like last out. Like humanity eventually like wipes itself out.
Of
But you're
course.
made out of stone, brother.
Yeah. So I
You just kind of persist until you crumble thousands of years from now.
continue
Hungry the
past my
whole time.
creators.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, whatever.
Yeah.